What's up there, YouTube? It's Mitch again. I'm back with another edition of my schizophrenic vlog. Um, I have been thinking about making videos for past 2 weeks. Um, I've come out with 2 videos so far, and it's been really tough to make those videos. Like at first, I'm not sure where I want to go with it. I still haven't decided whether or not I want to think about things early and write stuff down, or if I should end up kind of just going off the cuff. Um, I mean, for the most part, I just want to go off the cuff because I want things to be real as possible. Hashtag real, no fake shit. I mean, that's the way it should be, but um, I guess for this video, I haven't written anything down, but I do have some things to talk about. There's a lot of stuff kind of going on in my head, and things are just gonna take its course, and I guess we'll see where this video leads. Um, I'm still a little camera shy. I mean, I haven't been making too many videos, but I just think that it will just work itself out, I guess. I guess it kind of reminds me of the fact that I'm looking to get a job right now, and I have applied to Pep Boys, and I got a call back, and they said that they're probably going to set up an interview with me. I talked with them on the phone, and they asked me a couple questions, and she did an official like phone interview. Um, but she was saying that they're gonna call me, and it's real local. I could probably walk or bike there or skateboard, which I would really like to do. Saving money is just good to do. I mean, I do have a car, but um, if I could save a little bit of money and in the process, I think it would be good for me anyway. But I was just reminded of the work situation because basically I'm still anxious, and getting the job is going to be, well, I'm nervous because it's at Pep Boys, and I've worked in the automotive industry for 8 years. I've been a mechanic, and I've had a lot of experience with vehicles, but just under the hood, like I've been wrenching, and I guess, this is opening up to a position that would be selling parts and working behind the counter, and um, I'm not too intimidated by it, but it's just, you know, since I haven't, well, in my application online, I did write that I do have a disability, and they ask you which one, and I did put schizophrenia, but yeah, I don't know if they're gonna bring that up if I have an interview, and if they do, I'm not sure what they're gonna say. Um, I mean, for the most part, like I don't think they can really get into like asking about your past. Um, you know, I mean, I've been asked before. Well, based on your history, like, well, it was more so the criminal history. I had one case back in 2011 where I was up in the hills and we were hiking, and I guess me and my friends, we got cold, and we just wanted to have a nice little get together, like a nice little thing going on, and we were hanging out, and we decided that we were gonna start a little campfire, and it was dark, and a lot of things were going on, but I guess we weren't thinking about it, and at the time, there was the time where locally in Southern California, there's a city called Silmar, and they were having fires, and I think it was started by an arsonist. And so basically, it was like the week we were up there was the week that those were happening, and so basically I didn't even I didn't even hear about it, but um, I wasn't even thinking. I was like just intoxicated, and I was like, well, whatever. We'll just light a small campfire and we'll put it out, and it'll be no big deal. And it wasn't windy, and we just thought it's one of those things. You just do it, and you end it, and then that's it. But uh, turns out that there were some hikers, and they happened to see us, and so they actually called the police. The police showed up, and then it all fell apart from there. So, well, I mean, there was nothing we could do, and so I have that on my record as like a misdemeanor for arson, and um, it's pissed me off. But I mean, it hasn't really hurt me with getting a job, and it's only a misdemeanor, so um, I'm not too angry about it. It's like not a big deal, I guess. But they do ask me like, "Oh, well, do you have problems with, like, I mean, are you gonna have problems with fires on the job and like shit like that?" But um, yeah, I guess with the whole thing about mentioning mental illness with jobs, like I'm nervous about it. Um, Especially in the automotive industry, it's a tough industry. They want you to be tough. They want you to work fast. Um, they want you to be efficient, and yeah, like, I mean, but that's the thing. I was working as a mechanic. I think it's even more important to be level-headed and stable as a mechanic. I think because, I had some coworkers, and I guess they didn't have mental illnesses, but they let some cars go, and it turns out that they would come back and like they had catastrophic failures, like, the wheel fell off, and I never had that problem. I mean, I did a totally fine job. I always well, I didn't even double check my work, which sounds kind of bad, but it's just because I knew. I always remembered what I did. I did things in a methodical way, and I never felt like I had to double check. But there was times. I mean, it's not like I never double check, but I just, if I was certain, which I was the majority of the time, then I wouldn't double check. And I never had any big catastrophic failures or anything. So, um, I mean, that's the thing. I used to do the job. I do it well, and it was just the whole thing of my mental health. I didn't have very good habits. I would vape a lot, which I have my vape right here. Um, Still vape. And I think that I would get all wired up, and then sometimes I would have one energy drink or something, and then I went to coffee, and um, it's just like that type of work. I felt like I needed something, I needed a fix, and I'm that way anyway. But I guess it just I didn't have good habits, and it just turns out that after a while, I just got so stressed out that that working in that way as a mechanic, um, it it just really just wears you out. I mean, it's like it's definitely something that um, you gotta have good mental health. I mean, because you gotta be able to control your emotions, because it's not a simple thing. You're struggling with stuff. You have to troubleshoot. There's physical activity, mental activity. You got to be creative sometimes too. So, um, but anyway, enough about that. Uh, Basically, so I was working as a mechanic, and with the mental illness, like, it's really important to not have, or it would be better not to have a mental illness if you're working on cars. But I think that it's not looked at no matter what, mental illness. If you have one, people just think, oh, fuck, like, here we go, like, now, you know, why me? Why do we have to hire this guy? Like, I don't know. I think people have a bad attitude about it. I mean, maybe they're understanding, but for the most part, like, I would think a business is, you know, if they didn't have the consequence of looking bad or whatever, um, they would probably say, no, we would rather not hire mental illness people or people diagnosed with mental illnesses. Um, and that's my opinion, but whatever. I mean, I'll see. I mean, I'm going to see if I get this interview and see what they say. Um, you know, I really haven't told anyone before. I think I've reported that I had a disability of a mental illness, and I think my employers, woo, filter, no filter, uncut. Anyway, um, I've told people, I mean, businesses before, and they haven't really talked to me about it too much. Um, so, I mean, I hope that, you know, that this works out because I really need a job. Um, I have a lot of time on my hands. I mean, I just did a small job today for a friend of the family, and it's really hard. I've been trying to do freelance stuff, and I'm getting tired of dealing with all the insane stuff that goes on when you're working freelance. At least, well, as a mechanic, been freelancing mechanic stuff, and it's a lot of stress. I mean, it's nice because you can manage your stuff, manage everything on your own. Like, you manage when you do it. Uh, you tell them how long you're gonna do it, and um, the price and all that. But a lot of times people have problems that are really crazy, and they're not simple, and it's hard to relay all the information to them. It's just super complicated. I mean, they try to pick you apart every step of the way, and it's just the industry anyway. So that's kind of why I'm not really big into working on cars because it's just like I don't know. It's made. Everybody gets dramatic, and everything is made to be out super complicated. And I still want to be in the industry, but I just I think it's the repair side, just the repair. I could sell cars and I could sell, repair services, but it's just like repairing it and being involved with people that repair it. I don't know. It's just, I mean, that's another thing is like that makes me think about, things like, well, am I just too picky? Do I have thin skin? Like, you know, I think I don't know. I'm trying to get to know myself, and I was raised to just be a really hard worker and get through anything, and it doesn't really like I haven't really got to know my nuances and stuff like that. So for the most part, like I'm willing to push through things, but it's just like I don't want to try hard and you know do a job for a while and basically get stressed out and find out that maybe I'm not very good at it and then have it come to a dramatic ending. I mean, I'm trying to learn about things about myself so I can just kind of navigate without having to go through so many life experiences, at least like negative life experiences. Um, I mean, I think the point of life is to, you know, just like the First Amendment. I mean, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and um, that's that's the way it should be. I mean, so so far my pursuit has led me to a lot of stress and discipline that I think is basically hard to treat as something that works positively in my head. Um, the discipline, it was like, it was so much. There was the small things and the big things, and, it's just like constantly just surrounded by ways of disciplining, uh, using discipline with the way you do things. A discipline, it just, even saying it, it just gives me a like a, it just doesn't sit well. Like, it's like I feel like I'm being punished in a way. Like, I mean, I don't know, just I mean, I guess I'm still young. I don't know. I don't know. Like, uh, I don't know what it is. I mean, uh, that's something that I guess I'm going to therapy for, and uh, I'm gonna work that out. I'm gonna work that out. Gotta enjoy life right now. My vape, something that I enjoy, and there's a lot to say about that. I mean, a lot of people say that smoking's bad, and this is not really smoking; it's vaping, and you know, people probably say, "Oh man, well you're just fucking talking out of your ass, like it's all the same," and it's it's really not. I mean, this isn't a rant about vaping or whatever, but I like my vape. But I guess discipline is something I want to work on. I want to be disciplined. I think it's a good thing. Um, my dad has talked to me about the worker ant theory, or the the social ideology that we're worker ants. That basically we function all together. We all do our part, and where we're not special more than one or the other. We all are just a part of this earth, and we flow together. I don't know about that. That sounds like some crazy shit to me, man. I mean, fuck. Man, that is some bullshit. No one wants to hear that shit. No one wants to listen to that shit. Man, uh, you gotta. Yeah, I don't think anyone can believe that. I mean, I think that you can respect it and say, hey, look, like, I do want to, you know, see eye to eye with people, and I think that we should all work as a community, but um, to just, yeah, it, I don't know. I don't know. I'm running out of steam on this video, and my first two videos were 24 minutes exactly, and I don't know why that is. That sounds pretty fucking weird. I think there's answers to everything, though. Like, I think that my attention span or whatever, I have like an internal clock that's based on certain things that triggers at a certain time. So this is 19 minutes so far, and I don't know why I triggered right now, but I mean, there's a lot of factors. I mean, I just vaped, and um, I'm kind of skewing away from knowing the direction of what the video was going. So I guess let me think right now. What are some important things to add to this vlog? Well, hashtag be real. That's something that uh, I've been really trying to advocate. I like being real. Um, you know, a lot of times that has me, talking negatively and out of anger and spite and bitterness and jadedness, and it's not good. I don't like it. I mean, I would like to just be up and happy dappy, but I mean, for the most part, like, I mean, I think everyone as they get older, they blah, 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 I mean, the wheels just aren't as shiny anymore. They're all fucking grungy and fucked up. But I guess, yeah, hashtag be real, no filter. Um, Another thing is, yeah, being real and stuff like that. Like, I guess well, for the most part, I think that, a lot of times in society you have to fake it. You have to kind of hone down who you are, and uh, I don't like that. Like, I want to just say what I want at the time, and for the most part, like, I have a good heart, I have a good mind. Like, I'm not out to just crush people, and I'm not out to really, try to segregate people and, turn this into a tribal society. Like, I don't like that. I think we should work as a community, and, you know, I just, yeah, I think I can let my mind run free, and I have no worries about it. And I guess it just seems like I have to fake it around people because, you know, uh, it's just tough to be me, and I guess like, this mental illness has really paralyzed me, and my mind is just not running free, and it's not flowing, and I think it's partly the medication and partly the illness, and I'm working hard. I'm trying the best I can to do things the right way, and you know it's just hard when you have a lot of negativity and depression going on. Like, you need something. I mean, you you run to the quick fix, or at least I do. I run to quick fixes I think will be good enough. Like, I don't do anything too crazy. I mean, I've had a past of using heavier drugs, or class A, or class 1. I don't remember. But I haven't touched any of that stuff in a while, and for the most part, it's just been vaping and having a beer here or there. I mean, my St. Patty's Day was pretty heavy on the drinking. Went to a barbecue, and there was a lot of fucking alcohol going around, and people were drinking, and I didn't feel any peer pressure, but I was like, well, I have a drink, and sorry, I'm kind of getting over a different type of illness. Um, but yeah, so um, I guess here's the 24-minute mark. Um, so yeah, I had a pretty bad. Well, it was a pretty bad St. Patty's Day. Um, my functionality was not good. The alcohol was just hitting me in a weird place, and I felt like I couldn't function very well. And people were kind of pointing the finger at me, like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like, I don't know, people don't understand, and uh, yeah, it's tough. But I guess as a closing note, I think this video is supposed to say that all in all, there's tough times, ups and downs. I've been through them. Not too crazy, but it. I haven't really hit rock bottom, and I'm still fighting. I want to let you guys know that, and um, hashtag be real, or at least find a time and a place to be real. Um, be true to yourself. Be good to others, and fight the stigma. All right, bye, YouTube.